Okay, so this is 14.3, planning my own session and reviewing it afterwards. So firstly, Charlie is my client, and his program aims are to build his cardiovascular fitness and improve his football skills. This is as he used to play football himself. I feel the best way to get Charlie back into football is by improving his cardiovascular fitness, as it can drastically drop if you take time away from the game, not training and playing matches week in, week out. It's also important that we refine his skills, as he has previously played football, so he just needs to catch up on his technique. A specific aim of his session is for Charlie to be more motivated and determined to finish the session and to push himself hard throughout the whole session. I've put together risk assessments for the sports hall, as you can see here, and for the fitness suite. So for session, he does regularly attend the gym already, so he's physically fit and strong. He played football before, but yeah, hasn't played competitively for around a year. He doesn't have any medical issues I should be concerned with that will stop him from participating, and he has no particular needs I should take into account, so he's fairly healthy. I'd need at least half an hour for the drills I've set up for Charlie. The ball skills would take up a lot of space, and he'd be making a lot of ground along the hall. In the fitness suite, I would only need a limited amount of room. I just need Charlie to work on the spin bike. For the resources, I need footballs, of course, so he's able to do the ball skills, and of course I need a spin bike when we enter the fitness suite. Also going to use a rower as well. Health and safety considerations. I need to make sure that he takes off his watch, because he tends to wear a watch, and that he doesn't have any other jewellery that can get caught up. I'd need to make sure that he participates in the warm-up properly so he avoids injury. And I'd also make sure that other fitness programs like going on around us are away, so there's no chance of colliding. If, however, there is a fire alarm, me and Charlie can swiftly exit through the fire exits at the end of the sports hall. There is also one in the fitness suite we can get out of quick outside. If Charlie gets injured, I will quickly attend to him, see what's wrong. If needed, I'll call an ambulance, but if not, can carry Charlie over to the medical department. If space isn't available, I can use a limited space in the gym if completely needed, or I can do the exercises without as much equipment. The issues arising from the risk assessment done earlier was that he may collide with others when with the football. So actually onto the plan. Warm up to introduce myself. I'll have to approach Charlie upbeat and friendly, as if we've been mates for years, to inform him what type of fitness he will be working on. I'll add in the football skills to help improve his all-round footballing performance and help him get back competitively competing. I'll also make sure to check that he's feeling healthy and ready to participate in the session. So to warm up, I'll start off just a light jog across the length of the hall and back to warm up his muscles. Jog back to the length of the hall, doing heel flicks, knees up, side to side, open gates and lunges, just so that we stretch all the muscles that we need throughout the session. And I want me and Charlie to jog around in the centre circle. We'll pass the rules around 60 seconds. Just add a bit of fun and ball skills work into the warm up to reduce the tedium there. So moving on to activities. Charlie's first activity, I would like for him to jog length of the hall, and when he reaches the end of the hall, to pass the ball back and forth with me during the rest period of 30 seconds. And I'd like Charlie to do this 4 times. Then we'd move on to passing the ball around the centre circle again. And when I blow the whistle, Charlie will need to run to one end of the gym and back, whilst being timed to get back before the time ends. He'll have 15 seconds to run first, back, and after the first repetition, he'll have a second left to run to the end and back. So after each repetition, he'll lose a second. So as he is doing 8 repetitions, he'll still have 7 seconds on his last repetition. He'll have a 30-second rest where we are passing the ball around in the centre circle. Charlie's penultimate activity is the spin bike. I'd like him to work continuously for 5 minutes. I feel Charlie should start working at intensity around only 8 of his RPE, and build it up by 2 after each minute. If he feels he cannot push harder, I'll keep him working at the RPE he is on, and then start declining how hard he is working. For the final activity, Charlie's on the bar, so I started working at a resistance of 6 and increased resistance by 1 after 30 seconds. So after the first 30 seconds he'd be on level 7 resistance, so on. So he'd work for 2 minutes straight and he'll end up working on the level 10 resistance. So for the cool down, Charlie should finish the session by participating in a light jog along the hall up and down. Then we'll do some static stretches to rid of the lactic acid. And I'll end the session, do a session evaluation with Charlie, gain some feedback, see how he thought the session was, and I'll show that later on. So I'm just going to start by showing some of the videos of my session. So from the videos, I feel that I created a friendly atmosphere with Charlie, which I wanted to do to aim for, so that he felt comfortable in the early stages of the session, so he felt that he was in good hands and he could crack on with the session without feeling too anxious. The video at the bottom did show me explain not too badly what the activity was, although at times Charlie did ask me questions to clarify what the activity, what he was actually doing, whilst we were doing the session. The video to the right showed that Charlie was just as comfortable with me on the ball. It may mean, however, that the session may be too easy, and I should have had some alternatives where I could make it harder for Charlie. So overall, throughout the session, I feel that Charlie really pushed himself to what I asked of him, completing all the cardiovascular drills, which will benefit him as his fitness will increasingly grow compared to if he didn't push himself hard in these drills. And it would be important for him when he does football to be able to work for longer, working at his best for longer. And I felt that he also did well in the football drills. He was accurate and very confident on the ball, which is good to see. He was determined as well to keep pushing on. And I got some peer review here. And it says something like how I motivated him quite well, which I was happy with, because it was important for me that I motivated Charlie, because he needed to be determined. So giving him that helping hand just to go on with it. This is a client review form I did with him after, just a few questions I asked, and he gave some answers back, just some feedback, what I could have done better and what I did well. He said that he trained that the session worked because he was training for cardiovascular fitness, and he felt the way the football skills were integrated really benefited him for when he played in the games. Although what was wrong with the session, he felt I could have demonstrated before the activity. He'd done the activity. It would help him understand what he was doing, because he had to ask for proper instructions when he was already doing it. So he just said to give better instructions or demonstrations before he started doing the activity. So the strengths and areas for my session. The first strength for me was how I created a good relationship with Charlie. It was important as it would make the client feel more comfortable during the session, more confident to work as hard as they feel they're in good hands. However, it was important that Charlie didn't get so friendly and confident that he started not taking the session seriously, started having too much of a laugh and joke about it, and wasn't putting any effort in. But it didn't work out like that. He did well. I also checked up on Charlie every now and then over the course of the session just to see if he was feeling alright, no injuries or any exhaustion. I felt that I was also motivating my client, was also a strength of mine, as push himself and feared as though he was doing what was expected of him, which let him relax and know that what he was doing was right. I felt it was also successful in leading my session as I had the equipment all set up and ready before the arrival of Charlie. Shows that I was prepared, ready for him, and not rushing around when he was with me, and I didn't look unprofessional. However, my session was unsuccessful with the fact that I could have made better demonstrations of my activities to Charlie, because he needs to properly understand the technique, otherwise he may injure himself next time. So my program writing, I was successful in that, as I planned my repetitions and intensity quite well, like I knew what I wanted him to do and how hard to work for how long. So I'm not caught in two minds when I'm with him. I look unprofessional, like I don't know what I'm doing. But however, I wasn't successful with the way I had no session alternatives. Well, I could have had more. I had one where on the spin bike I could have decreased the level he was working at.